all about the healing. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? With my peeps. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's up? My day ones, my day twos, and my new news. What's up with you? Because you already know what's up, right? I love you. Yes, I do. All right, so with that, let's get into it. I'll get back to the intros one day, but not today. All right. Okay, so what you got today? You got setback. No. You got step back. That's your overall energy. Then you got boundless possibilities. And then you got wisdom. You got find the lesson. You have special gifts. Never surrender to normal. And then I got my other little cards. Give less, awakening, and sleep and rest. So we're going to see how God going to do this thing. But I got an idea what God is talking about. So, step back. Overall energy. Trying to remember what did God give me. It'll come back. You in step back, or you need to step back, or you trying to step back. You've been doing too much. You've been doing too much. We've been talking about this. It's two things that keep tiptoeing around each other with these recent readings. One, awakening. That's been tiptoeing. That energy's been. So I know as a collective, as a whole, we are going through one big massive awakening. Awakening means we're learning something new about ourselves. We're confronting those difficult issues, those difficult beliefs and difficult things that we want to hold, that we need to release and let go, but we're holding on to it because what? It's associated with our identity. It's associated with what we've been taught since we were young all the way up to now. You're full grown, right? And whatever, and no longer, that thing just don't resonate with you anymore. It just don't resonate. So holding on to it is not doing anything to you but what? Making you sick, making you flip out, making you go through unnecessary changes, issues, situations, and circumstances, because it's all a setup to get you to let it go. So you're realizing that something is going on with you, because something is right there in your face. You're going through something, you went through something, you experienced something, you're seeing something that other people are experiencing that's triggering you. It could be anything. It don't have to always be just you. You could see somebody going through something, and it can trigger you to make you look at you. Trigger you to make you look at your own situation and see how similar you and that person is. Because you may be running. You may have been running from that issue, not wanting to deal with that issue. Stuffing it down, like I just said in the last reading, stuffing it down, and God make it come up. See, I'm saying these readings are tiptoeing around something. Gifted is I don't know what. Wisdom, clarity, on point. But just because you're chosen, just because you got a call, a high calling, just because you have the miraculous giftings, unique, that many people just don't have, doesn't mean that you free and clear of healing. You free and clear of not being corrected. You free and clear of thinking that things that you got it all together. No, 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 no. We all are a work in progress. We all got something wrong with us. You could be Einstein. You could be the gifted of the gifted, the top of the top. You can have the most wisdom and clarity on the brain and still be going through something, a personal issue, something inside of you that need to be worked out, something inside of you that need to be healed. Or you could be thinking something stinking up in that mind that sets you back, sets you up, and sabotage yourself. It's always something, because we are meant to come here to do what? Find the lesson. Right? That's why we here. We not here to have big fancy houses and laid back chilling and dropping it like it's hot, and we're not here for all that. Those are things that God allows and tolerates, but that's not what you came down here to do. God allow you to do your thing, drop it and pop it and do everything that's going to entertain you, with the understanding that you must heal, you must find the lesson, you must struggle, you must go through some things until you find your purpose. What is the reason why you here? Why do you keep going through this? Why do you keep going through that? Why do you keep getting yourself in those type of destructive relationships? Why do you keep tangling yourself with the same person over and over again that that don't resonate with you? Why do you do the things to yourself? Why do you not do self-care? Why do you not take care of yourself? But until you find the answers to those questions, then you will find yourself in a position where you just gotta step back. You gotta step back. You gotta roll back and put all eyes on you, so you can figure out what really is going on this time. Last time I had to do that. This time, what is it this time? What is the lesson this time? What do I need to know this time? What do I need to go through this time? What? Because it's always something. But that always something does not mean that just because you have to go through it, does not mean that you got to suffer through it. You suffer through those things because you are fighting against what God is trying to tell you and show you. And when you fight against what God is trying to show you and what God is allowing you to see, and you don't want to see it as the truth, you want to try to say it's something else, you don't want to own up to it, you don't want to see it for what it is, and you fight against what God is trying to show you, that's when you get struggle. That's when you start running from the very thing that God is trying to show you, and then you're not confronting that thing, and then you're gonna try to run off from God. You're gonna try to turn away and skip on down the road and do what you want to do. But God allows it. Everything we do, God allows it. Let you go on down and skip on down the road. Do everything you big and bad enough to do. And then when you get tired, bumping your head, when you get tired out there in them streets, when you get tired, and in those situations that you find yourself into, you can't find yourself out of, and the only thing you know to do is to holler and scream and call for God to help you out of that situation. Okay, so don't quite know. I know we was on setback. So you have to set back. You know, you start to set back and recharge. Get yourself together. And when you're in a setback situation, when you call yourself in that situation, that is a holding pattern for you. That's a surrendering pattern. You're surrendering to what God is trying to get you to see. You and ran, you and did everything. You and ran from God, you and told God off, you and ghosted God, you and, act like God didn't exist. You and did everything that you was big and bad enough to do because you felt like you was, everybody else get to do everything. Why you can't do nothing? Everybody else out there in the streets, everybody else doing this, everybody else got this, everybody got a life like this. Why do I gotta be confined? Why I can't have no boyfriend? Why I can't flip it and dip it and roll it to the left and roll it to the right? Why I got to be single? Why I got to, can't have this and can't have that? Everybody else got it. You can't be like everybody else. You're set apart. And so when you're in a setback, not a setback, a step back, that step back is you surrendering. Okay, hold on. Okay, so okay, I was saying, trying to get off this step back so I can get to the rest of it. Once I get this under what God is trying to say about this setback, then we can get to the rest of it, because the setback is you surrendering to what God is wanting you to learn in this season and in this cycle. You're in a cycle. We are in a cycle of learning. No, not a cycle of learning. We're in a cycle of God has us in a cycle where we are, some of us are learning to let go of the very thing that we've been running from. Letting go is something that causes anxiety and fear of letting go. This very thing that you have to let go, it don't resonate with you anymore. It's a fear that's aligned with that, and that's why you keep running and you keep ducking and dodging this big thing. Now, I've been talking about this thing for the last couple of reads. If it's just dropping a gem here and there about it, but it's something to this. I'm talking to somebody that's dealing with this, because I'm reading your energy on, and whether I just drop a gem here, but now here I am dropping another gem about what? You surrendering this thing. Do not be scared. Whatever it is, you don't need it. You don't need this thing. It's not who you are. It's not something that is part of where you're going. It's not. Okay, so surrender. You're in a surrendering pattern. You're in a surrendering holding pattern. You're ready now to listen. You're ready now to hear God. You're ready now to allow God to assist you, because whatever this is something that you can't do on your own. It's something that that you're going to need God to help you and assist you. But God's been here all the time to do that. And each time you run, each time you say it's too hard, each time you make a big deal out of it, instead of just going ahead and just surrendering and allowing God to come in and take it from you. Right. So that's a step. So you're willing now to step back and allow God to help you find a lesson in this thing. And in finding a lesson, you then will be able to release it. It's just simple as that. Facing yourself sometimes is not as hard as you think it's going to be. Letting go of that thing that you've been holding on to, it may not even be all what you think it is. If you just allow God to come in and take it away, allow God to come in and handle that thing for you, allow God to show you the way, allow God to show you what you need to do, allow God to show you how to release this thing, whatever way God want to take you, because everybody's different. But the key here is allowing God to help you find your way. Find your way to where you need to be. Where you going? Where you growing? So you can up your game. You can be free. Free indeed. Because that's what this is about. Not living life struggling. We struggle because we don't want to do what God is telling us to do. It's you, God telling you, hey, let that thing go. Let that go and turn your life around. Get some exercise in your life. You know, get back on, put your shoes back on, get out there and start walking, get into nature. And you in the bed flicking on that TV, or you laid back, you know, scrolling, when you know you're supposed to have your shoes on out there walking 3-4 miles. It don't often have to be exactly the way I just described it. It could just be, you know you're supposed to be doing something. You know God told you to do something. You know God told you where you need to be headed. And you going against everything that God had told you to do because what? You tired. You tired of doing the right. You tired of being the one that always doing things right. Oh, that's what I was on. Okay, I got it now. You tired of being the one that is always on the high road. It seemed like the people on the high road, they always got to go through something. They always struggling through something. They always, you know, one thing after another on that doggone high road. Where the people, the other folks, they twerking and popping and smoking and doing everything that they want to do. They ain't worried about being healthy. They putting all kind of things in their body. They doing all kind of stuff all time. 2 or 3 folks at a time. They doing whatever they want to do. And here you are doing the best you can to try to keep your piece of life together. Live right, do right, eat right. Try to move here and there. Trying to have some quality of life that is fulfilling for you. When all you look around, all you seeing is this, that, patty whack, flip and flap. That's all you do. Is see everything else. But God wants you to understand. Take your eyes off of that, because what you think people are having a good time doing, it's a game. They not having a good time. They not doing what you think. They not having fun. They are trying to escape. They playing a game. They letting the world see them one way, but behind closed doors, they're suffering. They're trying to escape. They're using this and that, smoking this and that, and doing this and that to escape. To escape their life, to escape being real, to escape to being honest, to escape accepting responsibility. Where you've already done that. You're in a better position, a better place than they could ever be. You got a peace of mind for real. They fake and phony, playing the game like everything is all right. And everything is all right on the outside, but on the inside, they toe up to the floor up. If you really knew the real deal, they wish they had lived their life on the high road. They wish they had the freedom that you have. They wish they had placed themselves in a position that you're in. They wish they had listened to God and took God's hand and did what was right. Now they live their life fake, phony. They can't be themselves. They're bound. They're not free. They can't sleep at night. So they gotta smoke, drink, and do everything they big and bad enough to do. So they can maybe get an hour or two of sleep, wear themselves out, so they may be able to get an hour of sleep. Pop a pill here, pop a pill there. But you can go get into bed. You ain't got no nightmares. You ain't got nothing haunting you at night. You ain't already did all that already. See, you can't get caught up on what you see. What you see from other people is a facade. You get hooked up into what you see. Then you start to envy and covet and think that they got it going on when you the one that got it going on. You get tricked out of your position looking at other folks that you think they got it going on. Looking at that Facebook, looking at all these other social medias, thinking people got it going on. Living their lives, taking all kinds of vacations and all. You don't know what them people, when they come off that vacation, what they got to deal with. How much debt they in. You don't know. And you coveting and wishing that you could be placed in the position that they in. But you don't know the HELL that they going through in their home. When you got peace, you ain't got some peace. You got all the peace because you got God. Stop looking at these people, places, and things, thinking that the high road, you being on the high road, you got to always suffer. No. The suffering that you go through, you got to remember. And let me let you know. The suffering that you think you going through, it ain't suffering. Until you can go through what they go through, then don't call what you go through suffering. You go through what you go through as a mechanism to keep you from being complacent, to keep you on your toes. But I keep telling you, healing is layers. It's different aspects. You healed that, but now it's time to heal this. You healed that, so it's time to heal this. Healing is not a one-stop show. You have to continue to heal. And once you realize that, then you can have a better outlook, a better perspective on what God is trying to do in your life. God is not trying to make you suffer, because if you knew what real suffering was, you would be content where you are, who you are, what you represent, what you got to go through, what God is trying to tell you, and you'll be able to slap it, dap it, do what you got to do with it, be happy with it, content with it, roll with it, walk with it, have faith in it, and you'll be able to do that thing. God don't play with us, because God has equipped us with everything that we need to be able to conquer, destroy, be able to confront that thing, defeat that thing. It ain't nothing that we can't do. God has given that. God has made us warriors, spiritual warriors, to be able to do what we came here to do. It is us and us alone that doubt, that place us in limited situation. It is us that believe other people, what they said, what other people project, what other people got to say about us, and what we are, and what we can do, and what we can have. No ma'am, no sir. But God don't do that. We have free will. And if your free will says that you have everything inside of you to conquer, to defeat, to destroy, then it is so. And so it is. So be it. Right. So something about awakening, you sleeping and resting, you pretty, got that pretty down pat. And God says, stop giving. All of this is what I just got through saying, and I ain't even looking at the cards. Sleep and rest, I just told you, you sleep easy. Awakening, you got to start, keep doing them layers. Because each time you do them layers, that's another awakening. That's another truth. That's another thing that you got to learn. It's another thing that you have to adapt to. It's another thing that you got to see about yourself. It ain't always bad. You got to see the good things. Sometimes God is trying to tell you about some good things, about some gifts, some talents and abilities that you have that you don't think you're ready for. So you put your mouth on that thing, and then you don't walk in that thing because you don't think that you got it like that. But before you hit this earth, you got it like that because God placed it in you. Everything that God tell you you are, everything God tell you that you can be, everything God says that you came down here to do, be, and exist, you can and you will. Unless you stop. But you already know, I just explained to you how that works. When you stop what God is trying to tell you to do, then what? You got suffering. You got circumstances. You got bam, 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 bam. Every time you try to walk, bam. Every time you try to, everything you go, bam. Every obstacle, blockage, roll, block, everywhere you go. That's when you out of order and you running from things that you supposed to be doing, that God had told you to get popping, to get going. Let's get growing. Let's get this going here. And you running, or you avoiding, or you trying to act like God ain't, God ain't said nothing. We all have been there and done it. But I'm talking to the people who is surrendering, who has acknowledged that they are been doing this, and they are ready to surrender and allow God to come in and show them the way. They are in a awakening. They are in a discovery. They are in a holding pattern, and they're allowing God. They're surrendering unto God. God said, while you in this holding pattern, stop looking at other people, because what you seeing is deceiving. It's not what you think it is. Whether it's your friends, your family, your co-workers, your church folks, your spiritual folks, whoever it is, stop looking at them and look at him. Right? That's the message. And I'm going to leave it right there, because you already know what time it is. We'll be up here 40, 50 minutes, and I'll be looking like where the time went. So we're going to leave it right there. And if this is your message, let me know. I'll say, put in the comments, this message resonated with me 50%, 25%, 10%, any percent is good. That means you got something, right? And even if you didn't get anything or it didn't resonate with you, just let me know. Hey, I'm watching from, I got a Kansas City the other day too. I read all the comments. So welcome everybody. Kansas City. I got a Texas. I got a couple of Texas. I got a couple of I got a Russia. I keep getting some Mexico people. So all is welcome. So put in the comments where you watching from, and keep those comments coming. All right, I will always reply. If I don't do anything else but heart, that means I'm sending love. I read it, and I'm sending love right back to you. Right? It's an energy exchange. If you want to hit my Cash App and buy me a coffee, hit my Cash App. It's in the description box. All right? So with that, I'm sending, no, with that is like, share, subscribe, and it is hype it up. You already know what's up. So with that, we're gonna I'm sending love, I'm sending healing your way, and Trinity is